is there any questions you have for me? Is there anything you want to know about Antifa? Is there anything that you want to pick my mind about? Because, you know, I'm an open book here. I feel like the situation.
One of your videos, you were saying you were off doing adventures, right? You basically, the way I kind of got it is like you were trying to do the hero's journey, okay? And I'm assuming you came from trauma,
Yeah.
okay? Now, would you say that pretty much everybody in Antifa had experienced some sort of trauma in their life? Most
Everybody.
people. And then I know you mentioned that some of them like faked trauma or.
But then they manifest it. They fake it till they get it, basically.
Okay. So fake it till you make it kind of thing. So my only thing is, if you ever read a hero's journey like Star Wars, like A New Hope, there's one step that you guys are missing, and maybe we can work on this. The hero has to get some sort of training or some object to make them better before they actually go on an adventure. You
I
guys
never
skipped
thought of
that
that.
part. You guys skipped that part.
Damn. No, if that ain't the missing link, man, because you're because I love Joseph Campbell studying George Lucas because of the hero's journey. So it's a concept I'm real familiar with. And
I'm
you're
a Star Wars
completely
guy too. I'm a Star Wars guy too. But
hell
there's
yeah.
another thing. The other dark side to this is since you did go through trauma, um, when you're in a state of trauma, you're going to latch on to anything that looks or that seems logical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You were only given one option that was to the left, or communism or anarchism. And that seemed logical, right?
Yeah.
You were never offered, I know this is going to sound crazy, a National Socialist view. I'm going to bet you right now, you were told that Hitler was a horrible artist.
He was a pretty damn good one, especially that last one, the dark one with the hallways, dude.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
yeah,
god.
everybody's like, oh, he's a shitty artist. Have you ever seen any of his work? No. Do you know what his policies were? His actual policies, not what you were been told they were.
Oh, stand have a deeper understanding. But you know, I will say on the contrary to that, I did have insight into that prior, and I think that's actually what helped me get out. You know, not to say that I belong to that, but it was just my dad. He knew people in white supremacy, the Aryan Brotherhood. When I was younger, these people were over all the time. So like, I got to see the human side of people. That's why I really didn't have any reservations talking to a guy like you, because it's like I've talked with guys like you before. So like the more I was trying to go into Nazism and all the fascism and all that stuff, obviously it was getting skewed along the way, but I was just sitting here like, no, I actually know these types of people. I've met them, I've hugged them, I've shooken their hand. I've known former members of these groups, active members of these groups. Again, their business is not mine to tell on this channel. I never will because I respect these people. But having that insight into the other side is actually kind of what broke me away because A, I've seen those people at their worst. I've seen the violent types. They're no different than a lot of the people in Antifa. But B, I've also seen the people that are just on it ideologically. I've seen people who are just into that side because it's what their fathers and their grandfathers knew. I've seen the nuance and the complexities of that sect of society. So like for a guy like me, that's really what pissed me off is I know there's so much nuance to the world, but dealing with a group that I thought had all the answers, but they don't have any semblance of wanting to understand sophisticated concepts or nuance or stepping into somebody else's culture, whether it's you agree with it or not. That's something that it's really breaking them because, you know, it's like I was told them, there's real Nazis out there if you want to go fight them. It's not going to go well for you, but your grandma is not a Nazi. Donald Trump is not a Nazi. Like,
right. Well, you probably went in with, you already seen the other side. They haven't, I'm assuming. Never. And like I said, they were given one option or one one thing to grab onto in a state of trauma. That's a form of brainwashing. What did I say earlier? If I can trigger you with one or two words and you can't think rationally after I say those words, you're brainwashed. All those kids are getting brainwashed. Plus, they're under, the influence of who knows what kind of drugs. I mean, you had a laundry list of that you were doing. I'm not going to say I'm an angel because I've done a lot.
Life is a difficult process. Infinitely challenging, ultimately challenging, because it's bounded by death and insanity and all these terrible things that can befall people. You need to chart a course that makes the travel worthwhile. To chart a course that makes the travel worthwhile. Chart a course that makes the travel worthwhile. And that's not happiness. It's a much more profound idea than that. It's more like adventure, I would say. It's more like the great adventure of your life. It's more like adventure. It's more like the great adventure of your life. It's more like adventure. It's more like the great adventure of your life. That's a difficult thing. It's not a tropical cute cruise with a Mai Tai in hand, although maybe now and then it could be that. But I think human beings, we're very tough and combative creatures, and we're really built for a load. You really see this hunger arising in young men for exactly a call to that kind of adventure. It's like, get the hell up, guys, get to work. There's things to be done. It's like, get the hell up, guys, get to work. There's things to be done. There's dragons to confront and things to set right. I believe that's the truth, and I believe that it's more powerful than fear and than suffering. And that's saying a lot, because fear and suffering are real. It's more like adventure. It's more like the great adventure of your life. It's more like adventure. It's more like the great adventure of your life. It's more like adventure. It's more like the great adventure of your life. It's more like adventure. It's more like the great adventure of your life.